Greetings, ladies and gentlefish, and welcome back to another one of my games. So, yeah, maybe don't expect too much, but hopefully you'll find this game entertaining. I think it's got a little bit of everything. We've got drama, we've got teamwork, we've got a general inability to rely on those people who are on your team, and yes, the fact that I've said both teamwork and an inability to rely on your people on your team might seem a little bit contrary, but you'll see what I mean by the end. So, we're driving the M4A3E8, the Easy 8, the Tier 6 American medium tank, the Sherman. And this is, for anyone who doesn't know, one of my favourite tanks in the game. I've got quite a few battles in this thing. It's not a tank you would generally consider overpowered, let's be honest. And you can definitely argue it's been power crept over the years, but I still have fun in it. We're here on Airfield. This is not a map that's to everyone's tastes, and I can understand why. It's one of those maps where the games tend to be quite long-winded, and you have to be patient. Having said that, I actually quite enjoy this map, so go figure, I suppose. This is a Tier 7 match, so we're not at the top of the tier list, we're somewhere in the middle. And straight away we're going to come up to this position at E5. This, and there's a corresponding position kind of over there somewhere. But this is a position you can use on this map to kind of get some spotting done, get some fire onto the bad guys. And it's especially useful in your tanks that are fast enough to get there, essentially. So, medium tanks, light tanks, usually some of the fast, heavy tanks. It gives you good fields of fire across the map, and there's a Panzer IV. Can we take advantage of his campiness? Apparently not. Go figure. So there's an M6 here, and it's really tempting to go forward and try and shoot the M6. The problem is, it's really common for there to be a tank destroyer or two sitting behind him, and if you look at the bad guy list... Oh, hello, Mr. SU-100. There's 3 TDs on the enemy team, and okay, the SU-100 isn't going to be behind him, but someone else could be, and as it turns out, there's a BDR up there. Tier 5 French heavy tank deciding today he is role-playing as a TD. Fabulous. We've lost a couple of tanks already, a T-34 and an ARL-44, which is a little bit awkward, and all we've done so far is put one shot into a camping tank destroyer, so not the most auspicious of starts. But, you know, this is Airfield, so this game is going to be quite a long one. So hopefully you'll get your money's worth in those terms. BDR and M6, sorry, not BDR, Buggy and M6 decide to push. We can question as to whether that's actually a good plan. And we're just going to use the gun here, hopefully, to wheedle these guys down. Low alpha damage on this gun, but it does reload very quickly. Giving it, I think, the highest DPM of any Tier 6 medium tank here on the Sherman, which is nice. Yes, higher than the Cromwell. Not by lots, but higher is higher. And there we go, we're able to farm some damage there on the M6 and the Buggy, Boogie, B-U-G-I. No blaming on the good times. I'll stop, sorry. And we pick up a kill to boot. And this is kind of how Airfield plays. In my experience, generally speaking, the aggressive team on this map tends to lose. So, making plays, shall we say, as especially some better players like to talk about, often bites you on the backside. So you need to be a little patient. And I would say, generally speaking, on this map you don't want to be the person making the first aggressive moves, you want to be the person making the last aggressive moves. So a little patience is required. Panzer IV there, and ooh, I'm not really giving enough lead to my shots here. The shell velocity, ooh, and the accuracy on this gun leave a little to be desired. Can we squeeze a shot in there? There we go, we put one through the side of his turret. We get spotted for our troubles, but as you can see here, even spotted, we're just going to hunker behind this giant great slab of rock there, and that should keep us safe for a little while. Going again to see if we can get some spots. We're at 777 damage, by the way. Oh, the lucky number, the game can end. We've clearly won. Alright, everyone can move on. No, we're still playing. Oh, okay, fair enough. Panzer IV again, he's being a little optimistic, shall we say. I get spotted, but I don't think it's going to end well for him, and indeed, he goes down. But our team is still being slowly ground down, which is a bit of a problem, but we've done 900 damage ourselves, got 256 assistance, and we haven't lost any hit points. So, all things considered, for us at least, this isn't going too badly. We're, I think, doing what needs to be done. It's not fancy. Do we get spotted? Yes, we do, hence backing off, not waiting there for Sixth Sense to go off, because someone's probably going to shoot us. And we lose our VK. And we lose our IKV, and suddenly the scoreline is 6-9. Hopefully this Jackson doesn't shoot us. He does. That's unfortunate. But I really wanted to make sure that guy died. And he does. Unfortunately, it's an IS who kills him, so my extra shot into the guy to try and ensure that he dies ends up being irrelevant, because the alpha damage on the IS-6 would have been enough to do what is necessary regardless. Scoreline is 7-9. Stug 3 decides he's a big scary man and he's going to push, and, well, you can see how that's working out for him. And we're racking up a bit of a graveyard over here of, hey, tanks push, tanks die. T-34-85 trying to be the big man, and we put a couple of shots in him, take 8 whole damage from some artillery splash there, and there's an IS and a Churchill 1 who are pushing around the corner. Our IS deals with the enemy Churchill, and the enemy IS deals with our IS, and you might be wondering why I'm not pushing around after the IS there. The answer is very simple, because 1, I'm pretty sure I can pick up a kill on the T-34-85, and I wouldn't be able to pick up a kill on the IS. 2, I still reckon that IS has got some people camping behind him. That BDR was last spotted behind him, of course, and whilst that guy's only tier 5, that 90mm gun can definitely do a lot of damage, 240 alpha on that thing. So, I'm trying to play it cautiously. I reckon there's a low risk play on the T-34 that can get me the kill, which indeed it does. The play on the IS isn't going to secure the kill, and I think it's higher risk. So, there we go. IS is now a one-shot, so I load an APCR round here. APCR on this thing gets 177 penetration. I just want to make sure that the kill on the IS. Is he still here? Oh look, there's a moving wreck. I wonder where the IS is. There we go. Kill number 4. And we switch back to AP. Now, this is where things start getting a little funky. I'm going to mess things up in a moment. You'll see where it is. It's obvious, and oh my god, BDR, I wasn't expecting that guy to be so aggressive. I take a shot from him, and I really want to punish his reload. The problem is, whilst I can punish his reload isn't actually that bad. It's about 8 seconds or so, depending on equipment. So we're just going to have to commit here. I really misjudged that early situation, and I'm worried that I'm going to die. I managed to jink that and make him miss, but this is not the sort of situation you want to find yourself in. He's got 1 mark of excellence, he's not an idiot, and all praise the mighty Bishop, who comes and saves me from my sins. So, shout out to the Bishop on our team, who pulls my bum out of the fire there by putting, I think it was 2 rounds into that BDR and giving me the extra damage needed to kill him. Unfortunately, whilst we win that little engagement, I'm on 71 hit points. And now, what's this? Are we going to see some teamwork? Steady on. In case you didn't notice in the chat, the Bishop says, wait. For anyone who doesn't know, the Bishop, the tier 5 British artillery piece, it's a very accurate artillery piece, has a very high gun arc, but it's got a short range and basically no splash, and it doesn't stun. So, if I push forward toward the enemy base, for example, he's not going to have the range to support me. So I'm just hanging tight and waiting for him to move up to about my position. From my position, he should have the range to land shots toward the enemy base. And that would be good. So we're just sort of dithering around here. This is what's left on the enemy team. 2 artillery and a KV-1. I'm not expecting anyone to rush me, but I certainly don't have much in the way of hit points left. Should be able to outspot any of those guys though, so there is that. So we've clearly got a teammate who we can rely on here, who we can actually get some teamwork going with, and that's good. Now he is slow. The Bishop is based on the chassis of the Valentine at the end of the day, which is not renowned for being a speed demon. But I do think it was worth waiting for the Bishop to be ready. And now, with him in the central location, hopefully we can find bad guys, and the bishop can be the finger of God, pointing at the bad guys to make them go away. That's the plan. We're going to see how well we can execute it. 5 minutes left on the clock, by the way. Now, that should be enough time to do what needs to be done, but it means we can't dither too much. So in all likelihood, the KV-1, well, we haven't seen him all game. He has literally never been spotted, which means he's probably around the base. Now, the question becomes, is he terrible / new? For our purposes, the two are basically the same. And hence, he's been base camping all game. Now, on the one hand, that could be fine, because he's not very good. On the other hand, I'm only on 71 hit points. He doesn't need to play, like, God's gift to tanking in order to take me out. Ooh, hello artillery, and oh dear, there's the KV-1. And that answers the question, because my second option was going to be, is he a bot? And the answer to that question is no, because he appears to be moving. Shot there from the bishop, 24 damage on the KV-1. And this is the problem with the bishop, it has a low caliber gun. So whilst it fires relatively quickly for an SPG, it tends not to do a huge amount of damage with each shot, which makes this awkward. Because we probably don't have the time for me to rely on the bishop to just whittle the KV-1 down. I'm probably going to need my own gun, and again, I've only got 71 hit points because of that engagement with the BDR, and the unfortunate and unnecessary shot I took from the enemy Jackson, the M36. So, I decide to break contact with the KV-1, screw the KV-1 for now, let's go and kill his little artillery friends, and then we can return to deal with the KV. Hopefully. And the bishop is letting me know when he's ready to fire. There. Like, this guy communicates really well. Massive shout out to Ioni15. He's in his... No, not Ioni15. I can't count. Sorry. Mermy135 in his bishop. Shout out to him because he communicated well. He was a great teammate. And whilst I may not be the biggest fan of SPGs in the world, I am perfectly happy to have a player like that on my team. So, can we find one of the artillery round here? Come on. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Now, I'm being... Ooh, there we go. We found the M12. Now, as far as I'm aware, I have the support not only of the bishop, but... Oh, we set him on fire. Poor little baby, and the bishop finishes him off. Lovely. So I've got the support of the bishop. And we've got an M12 as well. So I'm feeling fairly confident that even with 2.5 minutes on this game, we should be able to finish this game off. Question becomes, where's the M41? Well, he was last spotted around this region. So can we find him? Can we kill him? That would be nice. Time is a ticking though. Okay. And, oh, there's the M41. Excellent. He does not have the gun depression to shoot me. I have the gun elevation to shoot him. And we're just going to pew 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 away at this guy. If the bishop can land a shot, all the better. Or the M12, that's fine too. Whoever. I'm not fussed. But there's been a lack of shooting from the M12, at least that I've seen. So that's a bit weird, but whatever. Now, we're trying to play this cautiously because frankly, like, that artillery doesn't need to do much in order to make our life miserable. One shot there, and we're trying to get round. He's not bringing his gun round in time, and there goes the artillery piece. So that just leaves the KV-1. We've got a minute and a half left. I don't have the time to dither around, and there's the KV-1, and... Damn it! He's actually using the 57mm gun. He's grinding that tank. He's called Old MacDonald, by the way, which is a great name for the record. And I was wondering why I hadn't really seen any big fat shots come in from the M12. He's got a 155mm gun. Yeah. So whilst the bishop has been a rock star and has been offering excellent support, the M12 is AFK. He's not disconnected or anything like that. He's AFK. He was never there. He hit the battle button and, I don't know, went to make himself a cheese sandwich or something. And that's a shame. So we were 14 versus 15 that entire game, which is annoying. But it is what it is. Now, there may be a good reason that the guy's gone AFK, there may not. But, regardless of the reason, he did. So there we go. 10 seconds left on the match. The Bishop, to his credit, in case you're paying attention to the minimap, has actually gone to try and find the KV-1, but there's just not the time left on the clock to do so. And that is everybody's favourite battle result. It's a draw. Yay! Oh, someone shoot me. Oh wait, they did. That was the problem. Well, it is what it is. Let's have a look at the post-game stats. So yeah, that's a fun result. Ace Tanker, Fighter, Fire for Effect, Bruiser, High Caliber, and Confederate. A nice slew of awards, just a shame we didn't win. Oh well, what you gonna do? I think I played that game reasonably well. I think I had a good shout at it. I gave it a good go. The engagement on the BDR wasn't the best. Perhaps with hindsight, I shouldn't have tried to push that first reload of his. Shouldn't have tried to take advantage of it. I was actually expecting him to be reloading for a little bit longer. He caught me out slightly. And the shot that I took against the Jackson ended up being unnecessary. But there we go. 2,790 damage done, 5 kills. Yeah, just not enough. I'm not sure what's worse, the fact that the M12 artillery was AFK, or the fact that despite the fact he was AFK, he still didn't get the worst XP score on our team. The T-34, who died right at the beginning, did 79 damage, and apparently as far as the XP calculator is concerned, that's equivalent to an AFK M12. And the SU-100 and the VK, who each did 0 damage, did even worse. So, it definitely felt like a bit of an uphill struggle. Shout out once again to Mermy135 in his bottom tier artillery. You were a rock star, my friend. The IS did okay. The enemy IS, 2.6k damage and 3 kills from him. Well done to you, my friend. Well done. And I suppose we should also give a shout out to Old MacDonald 2 in his KV-1, who essentially, well, he didn't win the game for his team, but he did prevent them losing. He made it a draw so that everybody loses, despite the fact that the only damaging shot he did all game was that kill shot at the end on my Sherman. It's entirely possible he's a brand new player. I'm not trying to cast aspersions. It's just slightly irritating when you're taken out by a player who has done literally nothing all game apart from camp their base. So, up until that point, I suppose both teams were effectively playing 14v14. Our M12 was AFK, their KV-1 was as good as AFK. It's just, our M12 was actually AFK, and their KV-1 wasn't. C'est la vie. That's how you lose your games, more than the average player. You go AFK. 43 shots fired, 26 hits, 25 pens for that damage count, most of which was done from pretty close range. 4 hits received, 4 penetrated. The Easy 8 is not over-encumbered with armour. Bit of splash damage there. 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 11 damage. There were only 4 tanks on the enemy team we didn't put a shot into. 5 killed, 751 assistance damage, almost 4 kilometres travelled. And a reasonable amount of credits made as well, bearing in mind that's not a premium tank, it's just a regular tier 6. 1,386 base experience if you include our courageous resistance there, which is what gave us the Ace Tanker. So, yeah, that was a fun one. I do try to show people the games where you try and put in a good performance, and it just isn't quite enough. Maybe you make a mistake here or there, but it is what it is. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed that game. If you did, by all means feel free to catch some of my other videos, and or subscribe to my channel, and as ever, I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.